Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Game Slinger here with you. I'm in my basement. I wanted to record this today, all right, because I have a lot to say. I'm sorry I'm dressed like a freaking polar bear. It's like 4 degrees in my basement, so forgive me for that. But I'm going to make a podcast on this a little bit later, hopefully this week, which you can find if you go to videogameslinger.com. There's also a link if you're on YouTube watching this. There's a link on my profile that you can click on that'll take you there. I'm going to go into this issue a little more in depth, but I wanted to say this today because for the past week and some change, I've been spending my lunch breaks watching YouTube videos about this whole Fallout 76 thing, right? And pretty much everybody, and I don't think there's my cat in the background, don't freak out, it's not a ghost. But pretty much everybody, in fact, I don't think I've seen anybody who has dissented with this opinion, but everybody is like, this game is crap, Bethesda is like crap in the bed, what happened, right? And don't get me wrong, I completely agree with that assessment. I have not touched Fallout 76. I saw it in Redbox the other day, and I had like $1 off, and I still didn't even bother with it. I was like, you know what? I could play this for a day for like 50 cents. No, didn't even bother with it. And then, I mean, coming from somebody, I love Bethesda games. I mean, Fallout 3 is pretty much when I start. No, I played Morrowind and all those too. But I mean, like, I'm a fan, right? Don't get me wrong. I even played ESO for a while. I still have a character on there. God knows what state he's in. But I still have a character on there. Like, I like the games, okay? And I get it. Like, I'm not going to touch it. I don't blame people for hating it. I definitely don't blame people for hating what Bethesda did after it because I don't know who their PR person is, but that person either needs to take a very long vacation or a permanent vacation. Because somebody is just like, somebody's basically like shaking a magic 8 ball and is like, oh, it says to do this. Okay, nothing can go wrong. I mean, like, there's just something very wrong happening there. Whatever it is, I hope to get it worked out. But here's what I have to say today, right? I think this whole Fallout 76 shenanigan bullcrap mess cluster F is the best thing to ever happen to Fallout, right? And a lot of you right now, I just are like, okay, did he just say that? There's no way he just said that. Dude, did he say that? Like, I get it, okay? But here's the thing. Countless times in history, we've seen, either first iterations of an IP or follow-up iterations of an IP completely bomb, right? I mean, we've seen that happen. And then, they come back and, the team sits down and is like, okay, what did we do? Let's fix this, And now, granted, on the other side of the coin, you have IPs that completely fall apart and never come back. I mean, like, look at games like, just off the top of my head, WildStar. Like, they were, everyone's the WoW killer. At least they were back then when they still tried to kill WoW. I mean, it was supposed to be this great game, and, like, it just fizzled out so fast. You have games like that. And then you have games that are even on, like, the other spectrum, like Red Dead Redemption, the original, where, like, it wasn't that great, and now it's like a cult hit. Everybody loves it. The second one, the follow-up, is just, like, exploded. It's so good. And that's kind of what I'm hoping will happen with Fallout. Now, Fallout isn't a Red Dead Redemption. Fallout is a beloved series and always has been. But, I mean, let's be honest. Bethesda has to be thinking right now, okay, so we had the Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, which completely took off. Oblivion and Morrowind were both amazing as well. In fact, I think all 3 games won Game of the Year at some point. They had to have. And then, ESO came out. And, ESO kind of had a tepid, launch, whatever you want to call it. But it's still in existence. And as far as I can tell, they keep coming out with expansions. So it's obviously making them some kind of money. And then now they're looking at Fallout and they're like, okay, wait a minute. So Fallout 4... I mean, it was an iteration in the IP, but like it wasn't that great. Like the graphics, the bug issues, you know, it did not astound, I guess is a nice way to put it. And like I played it for maybe 4 hours and I was like, why do I want to build all this crap? Why do I want to do it 8 times over around the world? Like, no, I'm done. And in the graphics, like they could have knocked that out of the park and they just didn't. I mean, let's call it what it is. The graphics weren't that hot. And now they're looking at Fallout 76, which is an even further fall from grace. And they have to be thinking to themselves, okay, we gotta reboot this. We gotta figure out why people hate it, which, I mean, people have made that pretty clear. If they're not listening by now, they need to really like get on track. But I really think the next release of Fallout, whatever it is, you know, assuming it's not mobile or something like that, like the next big iteration of the IP is going to be huge. And I think it's going to be very successful. And that's what I mean when I say that Fallout 76 is the best thing to ever happen to the Fallout series in a long time. You know, because we had Fallout 3, which really killed it. You know, it was great. Coming off of Fallout 2, which had like a much, you know, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 had a much different way, you know, game style. And that's what I'm hoping, is that there's this evolution that occurs where they like really run with it and make it powerful and like really change the way the IP is working for them. Because honestly, Skyrim and Fallout are essentially not the same thing, but they operate in the same. The modus operandi is pretty much the same. You know, you go around, you collect things, you use those things to, like in Fallout, you craft, and I think Skyrim you craft it too, and you can mine and all that. Like, that is what Fallout and Skyrim are. Now, they're completely different worlds, of course, but they're essentially the same thing. So I would like to see them, you know, God only knows how the progress of Elder Scrolls 6 is coming. I haven't really looked at anything lately, but last I heard it was just kind of up in the air. But if they can, you know, if Elder Scrolls 6 is amazing, which hopefully it is, and then they come out with like a new iteration of Fallout, which just like completely blows people out of the water and is brand new and is exciting, and, you know, is a new upshoot in their, you know, their relation with the Fallout series, that would be amazing. Because not only would Bethesda kind of build on that traction that they've gained with those two series even more, but then they would start to trust themselves again, and we would start to see these, you know, little changes that come with that kind of IP upgrade that I think could really reshape the entire company. Maybe we'd even see some new IPs that are just as astonishing. You know, I feel in my heart of hearts that's what's going to happen. Now, I am not a mind reader by any sake of the word. Like, I'm wrong all the time. My wife will tell you I am wrong all the time. But about this, like, I got that gut feeling. It's like, it's going to be okay. We're going to make it through this. Fallout 76 is they're either going to fix it in the long run. It's going to be a No Man's Sky where, like, at least people play it. Or they're just going to, like, flush the toilet and just be like, all right, you know, it's great, we're going to start over. I mean, honestly, they could. They really could. They're Bethesda. I mean, they could completely pretend like Fallout 76 never happened and in 2 years have a completely new game. Now, I don't think they should do MMO. I really think ESO should have been a hint, like, dude, bro, like, yeah, okay, ESO is all right, but you didn't kill it. You didn't knock it out of the park. Just let's go easy on that, all right? ESO is fine. We don't need one for Fallout 76. We really don't. Especially if you're going to try to make it look like this amazing thing, and then you're going to charge $20 for a freaking Santa suit that nobody in their right mind is going to buy. I'm sorry if you bought it. I understand. I mean, if you have the money to blow, by all means. Some of us don't have that kind of cash. So, I mean, it's just the little nitty-gritty things that are really starting to, like, piss people off. And like I said, I completely get it. I'm not going to touch it. Not at all. But anyway, I really hope it, like, you know, kind of gives them a kick in the butt. You gotta fix this. You gotta come back swinging. You know, you gotta really make this worth it. And by that, I mean, you gotta take the feedback. You gotta accept the fact that this game flunked hard and build from that. Send it to school. make it learn from its mistakes, and make it even better the next time. Anyway, I'm going to have a podcast in a little while here, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that's going to touch on some of that. I'm also going to be talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. I do have a review for that I'm going to put up at some point. Phenomenal game. I'm not even following the traditional review guidelines. If you want to see the review in written form, you can find it on the blog, videogameslinger.com. You can find it there. I'm going to be making a video from it, or at least make it part of the podcast. I'm not really sure yet. But the next podcast is going to be touching on Fallout 76 and Red Dead Redemption 2. We're going to kind of do this, negative positive thing where we look at something very negative happening in the gaming world and something very positive. So anyway, my name's Mike. You can call me Game Slinger, whatever makes you happy. I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you check out some of my other videos. I don't have a lot, but I have some stuff in there. And I hope to continue building on that library. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.